Wow, that was an entrance, wasn't it? I was just speaking to John Isaacs, one of the judges, and it reminded us very much of graduation. Those of you that have been to a university graduation, they often pipe in the students and the faculty as well. So that very much reminded me of a graduation. So thank you very much for the. Is he still here? The piper? He's just left. I'll give him a round of applause. Anyway. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the RGU Ireland's Entrepreneurial Network Startup Showcase 2026. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us in person. We are also online as well, so if you are watching from, yes, are we? Yes, we are. There are people joining us from hopefully all across Scotland to watch the showcase. So we're coming to you live from the St Magnus Centre in Orkney, and what a wonderful place it is as well. So my name's Chris Maul. I'm Head of Entrepreneurship and Innovation at Robert Gordon University, and I'm joined by a number of colleagues from across the university who you will meet later this evening. And we also have our fantastic Ireland's Entrepreneurial Network team who have been working tirelessly to put on this event this evening, the Startup Accelerator Showcase. Now, I was thinking how I might open tonight, and I kept coming back to a conversation that I had a while ago with someone that was running a small business in the Western Isles, and I asked them what was the hardest part of starting a business and what that had been. And I was expecting them to say it's a lack of access to funding, it is lack of access to customers or attracting customers, or just the challenge of being in a small island community. Instead, they said that the hardest part was simply taking that first step. And I think that is something that resonates with a lot of people, because entrepreneurship's often presented as something that is reserved for certain types of people living in the cities or towns that have perfect networks. They have this kind of endless confidence and access to lots of different customers. But in reality, most ventures don't start like that. They're much more simple than that. It's usually somebody noticing something that they can do better than what's already out there and deciding to give that a go. And I think that innovation doesn't just happen in large cities and in tech hubs. It actually happens in village halls and on kitchen tables and in harbours and in farms and in workshops and in studios as well, and community spaces. And it often starts with conversations that many of you will have tonight. And I truly believe that island communities understand that better than most, because there's a resourcefulness here, there's a creativity here, there's a willingness to try things, to adapt and to support one another as well. And I think what you'll see this evening as you go around and speak to the entrepreneurs is you'll see that brought to life. And that's why Robert Gordon University is so proud to be delivering the Island's Entrepreneurial Network as part of the Island's Growth Deal. We were invited by both UK and Scottish governments to help lead this work, because we have a real belief that entrepreneurship is for everybody. Not just those that are privileged, and that entrepreneurial talent exists everywhere, and because of our long-standing commitment to supporting innovation enterprise across all the island communities. And it's about confidence and it's about opportunity, and this is our 8th year of running the Startup Accelerator program, but it's the first one that we've done on the islands, and we're really proud to be doing that, and it's creating conditions across Orkney, Shetland and the Western Isles where people can connect, people can collaborate, people can experiment, and they can test their ideas and grow new ventures. And tonight is really a celebration of those entrepreneurs that are willing to give it a go, that are willing to back themselves, that are willing to contribute something to the economic, social and cultural fabric across the islands. And so listen, thank you for being here. We really appreciate you joining us. Thank you for joining us online. Enjoy your evening. It should be a lot of fun, and support one another, and let's celebrate this incredible entrepreneurial talent that we have across the islands. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to hand over to my principal now, who is going to say a few words.
Good evening. I'm Steve Olivier. I'm the Principal and Vice Chancellor of Robert Gordon University, and I'm delighted to join you, albeit virtually, for the Ireland Startup Accelerator Showcase. I'm sorry not to be with you in person, but I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to celebrate the remarkable innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurial spirit represented here today. RGU's flagship Startup Accelerator program is now in its 8th year and continues to support early-stage innovators in developing and growing their own ventures. Since its launch, the program has supported more than 250 businesses, and this is across a wide range of industries and sectors. Entrepreneurship and innovation are central to the university's mission, and we are proud to support startups, SMEs, and community-led enterprises to thrive and to create lasting social and economic value. A key part of this work is the Islands Entrepreneurial Network, which is an RGU-led initiative supported through the UK and Scottish Government's Islands Growth Deal. Through this initiative, we've had the real privilege of working closely with island communities, and this is to deliver tailored programs that encourage entrepreneurial thinking, that support innovation, and also help to create opportunities for growth, investment, and jobs across the islands. This year's Startup Accelerator program, Impact North, has introduced an exciting new dual cohort model, bringing together participants from Aberdeen, Orkney, Shetland, and the Western Isles within a single accelerator community. This has created new opportunities for collaboration between both urban and island-based entrepreneurs, enabling participants to connect across regions, across industries, and across shared interests. I'm especially pleased that this year's cohort includes 13 startups from Orkney, from Shetland, and the Western Isles, spanning an impressive range of ideas and sectors, from maritime heritage-inspired watches and sustainable jewellery to affordable fashion and Scottish Gaelic-inspired video games. These ventures demonstrate not only creativity and ambition, but also the distinct strengths and identity of our island communities. One participant recently shared a message on LinkedIn that I think captures the spirit of this program perfectly, writing, "If you thought startup accelerators and entrepreneurship weren't for you because you live on a tiny island, can't be in London weekly, or think you're too old, don't hold back. This program is a gift to those of us who don't fit those boxes." For me, that speaks directly to what we're trying to achieve, creating opportunities that are inclusive, accessible, capable of unlocking talent wherever it exists. Finally, my congratulations to all participants taking part in today's showcase. I hope you enjoy the event, make valuable new connections, and continue building ventures that will strengthen and inspire communities across our islands and beyond. Thank you, and enjoy the showcase.
I hope that the one who wrote that post recognises it. So well done. Thank you. So good evening, and a warm welcome to you all from the Islands Entrepreneurial Network. My name is Naomi MacDonald, and I'm the Programme Manager. So it's been an absolute privilege to be part of this journey with you. And it's so fantastic to see other faces in the room and guests tonight, and hopefully online as well, supporting your island founders. This is a really significant event for the Islands Entrepreneurial Network, and working in partnership with the fantastic RGU team and the Startup Accelerator, and learning from the best. It's been such a journey. It's been a 5-month journey, bringing together these 13 founders, and you've had the courage and determination to take your dreams and your ideas forward, and here you are, and it's still just the start of your journey. You've got so much further to go, and you're turning it into something real, something that's part of our fabric of our islands, and it's really, really exciting. In fact, the journalist, Alex, was asking me, how would you describe this? And I said, it's so exciting. That's the only word I can think of. It's amazing. So congratulations. Your commitment, your resilience, and your willingness to just grow and push yourselves out has been just astounding to watch and be part of. So you should really give yourself a good cheer for that. Tonight we celebrate the 8 finalists who are going to be pitching. We're really looking forward to hearing you. You've got this. I don't know how many times I have to say that to you, but you've got this. You're going to take to the stage shortly, and just remember this is a huge achievement, and it's all thanks to your dedication. We've been supported, this has not happened just through the IEN and through the RGU's team, we've been supported by external mentors who've been working with our founders as well. So a big thank you to Angus Campbell from Highlands and Islands Enterprise, Amanda Sauron from AS Apothecary, Karina MacLeod from Arachis 3, and Karen Scholes from Schools Accountancy, and Neela Nell from Neela Nell Knitwear. So their time, expertise and encouragement have played a vital role in supporting what we've got here today. So just a quick round of applause. So tonight, it's a celebration. I know you've got nerves, but this is a celebration, and it's great to see people have legs because we've been doing a lot of this online. It's lovely to see your whole selves in person. So it's a great celebration, a networking opportunity, and a chance to hear each other. And it's rooted in our communities. I've got a whole other thing here, and I'm going to park that for a second. Yesterday, so I've tried to, in organising this event, try to use businesses from the islands, from the balloons to the trophies to the food, everything. I've tried to make a touch of the islands go far with us. And to show we can do it. We have these things in our own islands. We can do it ourselves. It's not always been easy, but it's been brilliant. And yesterday I was looking for a few things, like the candles and knickknacks, and I was going around Stornoway, and I went to one shop, and I was like, do you happen to have, no, but they do. And then I'd go to that shop and say, do you happen to have this other thing I need now, I'm thinking of it? No, but they do. And it was just such a sense of community. And they weren't saying, oh, well, that's not really my problem, I don't sell that. They were saying, no, but I'm going to help you. And they had a real good network in the town, and I was able to get everything I needed at the end of the day, and I didn't have to do much thinking for myself. I went into the newsagents not really expecting like quality customer service, and I came out feeling really good about, I know where I need to go now, and that saved my time, and they were just so lovely about it. And I think, look at yourselves, look at the network you're forming and this collaboration. It's not just important for you, it's important for the people you're working with, it's important for the fabric of your islands as well. So network, and work together and cheer each other on as well. And you've been doing that. So the minute we announced, we sent you the emails to let you know who the finalists, it was so heartwarming to see what came through in the messages. You were cheering each other on straight away. So well done. Really beautiful sense of community. Tonight we have our judges. So we are so delighted to have a judging panel with such expertise and knowledge. And we would like to warmly welcome our judges. So we have Sasha Wright, and Sasha is an Arcadian and an expert in building digital and technology-led businesses with a passion for innovation. So thank you, Sasha. We have Dr. John Isaacs, who is the Dean of the School of Computing, Engineering and Technology at RGU. Terrible for acronyms, so socket. So thank you, John, for coming along and for being part of it tonight. And Dr. Fo Yen In, Associate Professor in Entrepreneurship and Innovation at RGU. And there is a pop-up banner, and she would like to talk to you all after as well. So great opportunity and partnership to be had after this. So big thank you. And for those of you online, for those of you in the room, you're going to get to be judges tonight. There's going to be a Mentimeter. You're going to get a vote. There are 3 audience award prizes. So you are important. You must take part. Support your folk and put your vote in. And if technology fails us, we have paper. It's all good. So without further ado, it's time to pitch. That's your clicker.
Lovely, thank you. Hi everyone. Hi judges. I'm Rhiannon, founder of FIA. So, what if a brand didn't just seek to reduce environmental harm, but actively sought to reconnect people with the natural world around them? Well, that is what FIA is designed to do. I've been working in environmental protection for over a decade, and during that time I saw something really promising. People really wanted to help the natural world around them, and they were actively looking for ways to do it. At that same time, I was looking to make changes in my own life. So I started foraging, natural crafting, and making my own skin and hair care products. And the response was really rapid and great. What began as community workshops through Orkney Wildcrafts eventually developed into FIA. So creating products became a way to help keep the workshops accessible. And that response, as I say, was FIA. So the beauty industry currently relies on imported ingredients, plastic-heavy packaging, and long, opaque supply chains. At that same time, people are increasingly looking for ways to connect with the natural world and live more sustainably. And in many communities, traditional and land-based skills are disappearing. So we do have a disconnect. People actively want to get involved in making the world a more sustainable place to live, but they don't often have the tools and access to do so. Fear operates as one brand with two connected elements. So we have Fear Botanicals, which creates natural skincare products using locally foraged ingredients like nettle and seaweed. We also have Fear Wildcrafts, which is our community workshops, in which we deliver skills like foraging, natural crafting, and sustainable living. And the difference is how these two elements connect to each other. The profits from Fear Botanicals goes into subsidising and supporting Fear Wildcrafts. And Fear Wildcrafts creates a stable, values-driven and dedicated customer base and demand. This creates a circular model where products, people and place continuously reinforce one another. This model has been tested and it's already working. Our workshops consistently sell out. We've engaged over 150 participants and demand for further learning is strong. Just recently, within the last 2 weeks, we finally met compliance for our cosmetic products. So we are finally moving from testing into launch. And there has been a lot of work behind meeting that compliance around testing, traceability and sustainable sourcing, which has created a great firm foundation for our launch. And we have many opportunities already awaiting us. We have a number of retailers who have expressed interest in stocking the range, as well as 2 salons who have been interested in holding our products. We also have customers from initial testing waiting to make purchases and demand from festivals, extracurricular groups and tourism groups for the workshops, which is great. We're not trying to prove demand here, we are preparing to meet it. Alongside this, I also carried out detailed customer and retailer research, which helped inform the price points. So through that customer and retailer discussions, I discovered the price points for similar products in the market, as well as the fact that there is generally about a 2.5 markup in retailers from wholesale pricing. This helped establish a really strong basis for our pricing points, meaning that we are not just an ideas-driven model, we are a commercially validated model also. Fear creates impact across 3 key areas. So environmentally, we use local renewable resources to create low-impact products. Socially, we deliver sustainability skills to communities, and this is really key in how we are developing. So we commit to delivering 1 in 3 workshops completely free of charge to social and support groups. This includes organisations such as women's aid groups, disability charities and mental health organisations. Economically, we are supporting local economy through tourism and small businesses. We are turning sustainability from something people can just consume to something that they can actively participate in. Over the next 3 to 5 years, we hope to expand across the UK, delivering education across Scotland, becoming a recognised sustainability brand, and creating jobs in production, foraging, and delivering workshops. Our immediate next steps are to launch Fear Botanicals into retail and online spaces, scale our production and continue expanding our workshop delivery. Long-term, this model is designed to be scalable across other regions, working its way across Scotland, utilising the skills and resources available in those areas. Fear is a system where local resources create products, products create opportunity, and opportunities create stronger, more connected communities. Thank you. a little breather there. I feel like I'm wearing a bit too many clothes at this stage in the game, but thank you for your time.
Hi, thanks. That was a really good presentation.
Thank you.
I just had a bit of a question about the business model in terms of the for-profit then feeding into the not-for-profit. Especially when you're starting out, are you concerned about this becoming a bit of a drag on your finances? And how does that work within the commitment for the 1 in 3 workshops to be free?
Really good question. So as I said, it started out through me delivering these workshops, and I was finding that keeping them at an accessible price point was meaning that there was no profit to be had. The cosmetic products are delivering really great profits. We're working at a sort of including overheads, ingredients, everything like that. As one example, our soaps cost about £1.50 to make, and we are looking to sell those at about £9.50. So with the inclusion of that 2.5 times retail markup, we are looking at making about £3 on return. So that is quite a nice markup. We are also seeing space to increase that as well. And with regards to the workshop, it is just those 1 in 3 that are being delivered free of charge. The rest of it, we're keeping it nice and accessible for communities, but we also have ins with tourism groups, as we say, and potentially even corporate team building days where we would look to deliver those at a full price. So there is economic support from both elements, just a nice sort of way of feeding back into each other as well, sustainably.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Hiya. That was a great presentation, thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm kind of interested in who your competitors are, and because you said you were talking about identifying the price points, and what kind of competitors did you look at to identify those price points?
Thank you, good question. Yeah, in Orkney there is a soap maker probably down every different street. If you walk into any of the tourism shops, you are not short of a soap to find. However, we are very much different from these guys. I am sort of at the moment looking to sit within a similar price range to them, but I do think that there is scope to increase that for sure, because not only do we have the element of forage local ingredients, but we also have that sustainable community buy-in element as well. So even though there are competitors, they don't have those elements. If you look further afield, there are people like Ishka in the Western Isles that use things like seaweed, but they often have different sort of beachhead markets that they're looking for. They're looking to stock salons primarily, saunas, these sorts of places, so their price points are really quite high. I want to keep it in a sort of place that's still accessible to everyone, but has that luxury element still attached to it, which I think people looking to be sustainable will be very happy to meet that price point.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well done for the presentations.
Thank you.
I really like the concept of how you're feeding your projects into impact. You bring impact to the local markets, local people, putting up their, improving their skills. So I'm just wondering whether they could be some co-creating space for your customers, those people who are attending your workshops, like for them to become your new creator for some of your products. As I think John mentioned that it's very competitive, soaps. So what could be next? Like you're giving workshops to all this group of local people who may have better ideas to help you co-create something more uniquely for this market to be competitive. And another concern I would have would be the supply chain. Like how are you going to manage the supply chain in this area, and how are you going to make sure you're going to get sustainable produce continuously? I believe you can draw strength from the people that you're working with, your customers.
Yeah, these are some really interesting ideas. Thank you. As to the co-working space, to begin with that, I think that's a really wonderful idea. Definitely as we look to scale, we will not only be looking for a place to hold the workshops on more of a regular basis, but we will be looking for a place to scale up the production of the cosmetics as well. And as a social enterprise, as I have done throughout this program and will continue to do, constantly looking towards connecting with people from the area. And as we look to expand, I'll have to look to do the same, connecting with different people in different communities. So a lot of strength will come from that. In the next year, I'm going to focus a lot on scaling here just in Orkney, and I think that will allow me a real firm foundation and ability to get my head around that sustainable sourcing. At the minute, absolutely fine, small scale, but I appreciate what you're saying, that as you grow, that side of things does become more difficult. However, this is at the core of what we do. So anyone that we work with or any scaling that we take would have that sustainability ethos in mind. We wouldn't look to step outside of that, even if that meant not scaling in exactly the ways we were initially thinking of.
I was going to ask a completely different question.
Go for it.
What are you most proud of?
Oh, that's a lovely question. Thank you for asking. What am I most proud of? I'm most proud of being stood here today, to be honest with you. This is a major thing. Everything that has taken all of us to get here, it's been an astonishing journey, and it's been really hard work as well. So for myself, I would say as one major highlight that I could just say is my rebranding. Having started out as Orkney Wildcrafts, delivering community workshops, that wasn't something that really translated well into the retail space. As I went around and did my market research, I realized that just had a bit of a disconnect. So yeah, rebranding to Fear, which is a wild, untamed spirit, just seemed really suitable as well for someone with a Celtic name that not a lot of people can pronounce. I thought, what a better opportunity to encourage people to use their neighbours' spelling systems. So yeah, rebranding would be my highlight. Thank you. Lovely. Wonderful, thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Hi, good evening. I'm Paul Darvell from Tea Ness, where you get no wellness waffle, just tasty herbal tea. Most herbal tea tastes like flavoured water, weak, bland, and designed for shelf life, not for taste. Tea Ness is fixing that. But this isn't just about tea, this is about the future of crofting. Talking about crofting, that's our croft on the Western Isles. It was underutilised sheep grazing land, which we're turning into herb planting. As you can see, it's still very early days, but I wanted to show you our real croft, because what I'm going to show you from here on in the presentation is how we're presenting to the market and that kind of imagery. So what is a croft? Well, a croft is a small piece of land across the Highlands and Islands. It is absolutely woven into the history and the tradition of the islands and Highlands communities. The problem is that many crofts are now not economically viable following that traditional method and that traditional approach. A lot of crofts are hobbies now. They're not really commercially viable, and there's an awful lot of underutilised land. We see that a lot in the Western Isles. Another connected and similar issue is that we're seeing an awful lot of the younger generation on the islands leaving for opportunities because there's not those opportunities on the islands. Crofting needs a new approach to be economically viable for the future. My background is in digital transformation, and when I moved to the Western Isles, I saw where a lot of people see defeat, so I saw an opportunity. As crofters, we've got to stop trying to compete with industrialised farming. It doesn't work and we will never win. There is room, though, for low-volume, high-margin businesses, and TNES is proving that. But we have to look at crofting with a different lens. On our croft, we're using modern technology and advanced growing methods to work with nature, growing what naturally thrives specifically in our croft environment, rather than trying to force the land to fit the crop. Small scale, high value, resilient. This can work for a lot of business models, but we've chosen herbal tea. And the reason being is people are changing. They're drinking less alcohol, less caffeine, and they're looking for something better. The demand for herbal tea is already there and growing. The issue is that a lot of what's available is frankly disappointing. It's herbs that are flown all around the world. They sit in warehouses for months at a time. So by the point they get to your cup, they've lost all their goodness and lost all their flavour. We're looking to do the absolute opposite of that. Our product is all grown on site in Ness on the Isle of Lewis. We grow everything, we harvest everything, we do everything on site, and we go from field to cup in days, not months. The harsh conditions actually helps to concentrate the flavours in the herbs. So the flavour and the quality of our product will speak for itself. TNES is proving that small cross can still be viable with a new approach, premium, high value, direct to consumer, turning crops into high value products through on-crop processing. But this doesn't just work for tea, it works for herbs, it works for botanical skincare and lots of other products. This approach could transform island communities, give people a reason to stay on the islands and grow families and futures. It's good for communities, it's good for the islands, it's good for Scotland. But I wanted to show that actually the business works on its own. So we're looking at full capacity of producing 20,000 pouches of tea a year. We have land capacity for more than that. And we're looking at an average selling price of £11 a pouch. That gives us annual revenue of 220k a year. And we're saying that we've got profit margins of 60+%. Realistically, once we're at full capacity, that is actually closer to 73% and above. The reason being the margins are so high is that we're doing everything ourselves on the croft and we're selling direct to the consumer. We have the land and we've built the test beds. The market and the demand is there. Currently, we're limited to small batches and scaling slowly. With more investment, we can accelerate. £6,000 will get us a two-wheel tractor. We can cultivate more land. £40,000 would give us a full processing shed and all the equipment. The business works either way. The difference is speed of growth. So just to close out, this is about tea, but it's bigger than tea. A future where crofting and island life can thrive and not just survive. Proving the next chapter of crofting can be exciting. No faff, just tea. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Another great presentation. So you said a couple of times that the current market, the tea is tasteless and people don't like the tea. Where did that information come from, and was that taste tests you've done with your own tea?
Yeah, so it was a belief that we held coming into this, but then what we've done as part of the Startup Accelerator, we did the customer discovery as milestone 1. And what really came out of that was two key things. One, people weren't really interested in the wellness side. They were frustrated by, they buy herbal tea, which is just dusty and tasteless, and so they wanted the flavour, and they wasn't interested in that wellness side, and that's why we've decided to shape the business as the no faff, just tea, to really focus in on that beachhead market.
Thank you for the presentations. I'm a tea lover. I love to drink tea. But there are so many teas labeled around, and what stands out for your brand? The name looks TNES sounds great, but what would you tell your consumer, your customers, so uniquely about this tea? There's thousands of tea brands. What is your unique selling point?
Yeah, okay. So there is an awful lot of tea providers, and they're selling to very different markets quite often. So you've got the budget market all the way through to top-end luxury market. We're looking to position ourselves at the premium position in the market, moving more towards a luxury over time as we establish the brands. And what we're positioning as is, again, it's coming out of the customer discovery that we did about what people want. So they want tea that it's got the flavour, it's got the taste, and it does what it says. And one of the key things, again, that came out of that was we will be offering sample size packs of all our teas as one of our ranges, because one of the things that people said was they really resent and are nervous about going out and having to buy a big pack of tea to have one spoonful out of it and decide they don't like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to offer a pack where it's a sample of all of our teas, and so people can see what they like and they can try it first of all. And we will be working with some on-island retail, mainly for awareness, but again, so people can then go in and smell the tea, taste the tea, and stuff like that. Because what was really interesting when we were doing the customer discovery was price wasn't an issue. People keep saying they didn't even look at the price quite often with the tea. It's all about the taste, and it's about establishing that market. And I know I've wandered off your question a little bit, and just to come back to that is we won't be in a position to produce a tea product until next summer, so summer 27. We're already building our market, we're building relationships with on-island retailers, and we're building our social media presence to build that market. And let's not forget that 20,000 pouches of tea a year, we're not even a rounding error on the size of the UK tea market. So we only have to have a very minor impact on the market to actually be fully sold out.
Thank you. That was a really great presentation. Obviously, it's great hearing about the tea, but it'd be lovely to hear a little bit more about the other crofters. Have you had much interest from other people who want to join and go with this type of farming?
Yeah, so what I've been doing, I've wanted to focus on proving it first, because everybody can talk, everybody can say this is going to work, but I actually wanted to really focus first of all on actually proving the model and showing that it works. But what I've already done is I've made contacts with people like, for example, Naomi here, who works with the Islands Enterprise Network, and we were discussing yesterday about me working with young crofters and getting in front of those people. Sorry, Naomi, I thought you were sat over there. And also, I've been talking, where are we, last week or the week before, with the Scottish Crofting Federation about working with them and working on some of their courses with them about showing the model. So those conversations are happening, but as I say, I want to prove the model first. I want to show that it works before I go out there and start trying to, I would say sell it. I'm not charging for this. This for me is legacy, that part of the business. It's like to help the islands, but I really want to prove the model first.
There we go. Thank you very much for having me. I'm genuinely delighted to be here presenting to you today. I'd actually like to put a question to all of you, not one that you've got to answer, but just one I want you to sit with a second. And I want you to think about someone in your life that's getting married or maybe just got married, maybe a daughter, a sister, best friend, yourself. You want them to have that unforgettable bridal experience, to feel confident, celebrated, and beautiful. But for many brides today, the price tag alone can make that experience out of reach for them. And that's exactly why I created Thistle Bridal, to bridge that gap. I'm Hope, I'm the founder of Thistle Bridal, and I'm delighted to tell you about us today. Throughout customer interviews, surveys and conversations at bridal exhibitions, I identified 3 recurring problems within the bridal industry. First of all, affordability. Many brides feel priced out of traditional bridal retail, especially during a cost of living crisis. Secondly, the experience. Despite budget pressures, brides still want that emotional experience. They want to feel celebrated and not rushed or pressured. And thirdly, sustainability. Modern consumers are becoming increasingly open to pre-loved and sample outfits, not just wedding gowns. But unfortunately, existing options lack the elevated experience that they're still looking for. We've got a lovely quote there up on the screen from one of our brides that recently said yes with us, who didn't want to compromise between budget and experience. And that is exactly what motivates us. So, the solution. We offer a curated bridal experience centred around affordable luxury. All of our gowns are priced under $999 with an average sale point of £600. By specialising in designer sample and pre-loved dresses, we're able to offer brides high-quality gowns at significantly reduced prices without compromising the experience. What makes us different from other salons is that we combine affordability and the luxury bridal experience that still feels personal and premium. Alongside dress sales, we also offer veils, accessories, a dress resale service and cleaning services, supporting a more sustainable, circular approach to bridal fashion. Most importantly to us, brides leave feeling like they've had the full experience, just without the overwhelming price tag. And importantly, this isn't just a concept. We've already validated demand. Through bridal pop-ups, exhibitions and appointments across Scotland, we've already generated sales. We've got customer engagement and now repeat inquiries. One example was a brand new designer gown with tags that we acquired for just £50. It was originally retailing at £2,500. We branded it, we marketed it, and through the customer experience, we sold that gown at a pop-up for £750, alongside an £80 veil sale, which generated strong profit margins from low-cost inventory. And we've also validated our dress resale model. Recently, we had a bride sell her dress through us for £800. The bride that sold the dress through us received payment quickly and conveniently. The bride that bought the dress accessed the designer gown at a far more affordable price point, and we generated a 30% commission, all without upfront inventory costs. And as the brand continues to grow, so do appointment inquiries, customer engagement, and overall brand momentum. What makes us commercially strong is that from the beginning, we were designed to scale sustainably. Unlike traditional boutiques, we operate with significantly lower inventory risks by sourcing our gowns alongside our resale model. This allows us to maintain our strong profit margins without the large upfront wholesale costs that are typically associated with traditional boutiques. And alongside our multiple revenue streams, we have future opportunities for digital growth and private label collections. Combined with increasing customer demand, this creates a scalable boutique model positioned within a growing area of the bridal market. And excitingly, what's next for Thistle Bridal? We are looking to transition from only pop-ups into a space in Aberdeen whilst continuing to strengthen our island's footprint, with Orkney being proven and then the wider island sector. Orkney, and I'm sure the other islands do too, have a thriving wedding industry already, filled with exceptional local venues, photographers, florists, creatives and suppliers, but there remains an accessible, experienced bridal-led retailer with none in the islands. We aim to bridge that gap by allowing more brides to shop local and help the island wedding economy, rather than needing to look elsewhere and go off island. Sustainability is also central to our business model. By specialising in sample and pre-loved gowns, we promote a more circular approach to fashion, whilst making designer bridal wear more financially accessible during a cost of living crisis. Funding for us would be crucial. It would support the launch of our boutique premise, operational setup, launch marketing, and initial staffing support. We need people to join us on this journey. And this will allow us to continue to build regional bridal accessibility throughout the islands. Thistle Bridal isn't just about selling dresses. We're redefining what modern bridal retail can look like. It's accessible, sustainable, experience-led, and deeply connected to the communities and the creatives that are within it. Thank you very much for listening, and I'd be delighted to take questions.
I don't know why I go first. Maybe I'm not your customer. Thank you for the presentation and your passions. I really like your passions and when you share about these ideas.
Thank you.
And again, if I'm not mistaken, Aberdeen, right?
Yep.
Aberdeen actually has a bridal shop.
Yep.
Right? So how are you going to be unique compared to the current competitors?
Yeah, so, oh sorry.
So, no, it's okay. Yes.
There are a few bridal shops actually in Aberdeen, but none like us. They're selling made-to-order gowns with a minimum price point of £1,200. So we don't see ourselves as competition to them. Actually, we've created quite a good partnership. We source a lot of our dresses from those boutiques that are selling sample gowns to us, and we've actually created good partnerships with them. So I think it's an opportunity to grow together, and it's okay. Our beachhead market is those that are looking to sell, to buy dresses under $999. Those that want to go and spend more, that's okay too. There's plenty of room for all of us.
You're also doing resale, right?
Yep.
Like those $999, then they can resell back, and they could be your return customers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Exactly.
This is a good model because you don't want the customers to just visit you once.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you.
That was a brilliant presentation. Thanks so much. I was really kind of interested in stock and getting stock because I can see the £50 to £750 looks like a great margin, but there's a huge amount of work that's going in the background to make that happen, and even more so with retail. So it'd be really good to understand how you're going to get that stock, how you're going to get the turnover stock, how do you get the sizing right?
Yeah, so sizing in bridal, for anyone that knows, is just a different game. But we currently stock from a size 4 to 26 to try and be as inclusive as possible. Stock for us, demand is not the issue. There are so many wedding dresses that people have sitting in their wardrobes or their loft or in shops that aren't the current 2026 label that they need rid of. That example there, we're very picky with the dresses we take in. I won't take in dresses that need extensive work because I'm not selling people grubby dresses in the nicest way possible. Any dress that we resale, we have an inquiry form, and it must be professionally cleaned. If it's not been professionally cleaned, we happen to offer a lovely professional cleaning service that people can have it cleaned through us first. Yeah, I am picky about the dresses I take in, but that's certainly deliberate. Sorry, I'm not sure if I answered your question, right?
No, that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. How has the process that you've been through as part of this program helped your business?
I think coming into it, I had lots of personal ideas. That's why I started the business. I went through the buying a wedding dress myself, so I had lots of personal ideas. And by doing our customer discovery and our research, it validated the ideas. But not only did it do that, it proved me wrong on some points, which is what I needed to learn from. For me, I didn't think that sustainability would be as much of a passion point as it is. So that's one way that we've had to shift the business and going, this is what's important to people, this is what we need to do. So I think the most valuable thing is being proven wrong, actually, which has helped. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Paul, founder of Half Watches. When you think of the industries that have written Shetland's economic story, you might think of the oil boom of the 1970s, you might think of Shetland's ever-growing tourism industry, or you might even think of the new Viking Energy wind farm. However, there is one industry that preceded them all, and that is the fishing industry. The fishing industry has been the backbone of Shetland's economy for over 400 years. Fish was once traded as part of the Hanseatic League, which connected Shetland with Northern Europe via trading boats. That link is still very much alive today, where Shetland's boats land in Europe and their fish is sold all over the world through European fish markets. I worked as a skipper for the 9 years leading up to starting Half Watches. It gave me great inspiration for starting a brand and a perfect platform for testing the durability of watches. I used this experience to design this, the Half Pelagic. Shetland's pelagic fleet is one of the greatest success stories in Shetland's fishing history. From humble wooden drift netters like the Serene, shown here in the 1960s, to the modern day Serene, now Shetland's largest fishing boat, how she looks in 2026. I knew from day one Shetland's pelagic boats would be the inspiration for Half's first model, and I was delighted when Bobby Paulson, skipper of the Serene, asked me to make him 4 bespoke watches for him and the Serene's other shareholders. After he followed up the initial order wanting 30 more watches for the launch of their new boat in 2027, I knew I had found my beachhead market. There are no brands focused around this industry. The most iconic watches in history were designed around a specific task or industry, and I feel this is the fundamental missing link with modern watch brands. Most new brands lack identity, authenticity, and emotional connection. Those who don't often fall into the inaccessible luxury bracket, and that's where Half offers a distinctive alternative to mainstream luxury. We are now expanding our story with a selection of flagship heritage projects. First, we are designing a timepiece inspired by the Swan, Shetland's oldest fishing boat, now reimagined as a sail training vessel. And second, we are developing a dedicated RNLI watch paired with powerful stories of lifeboat crew members, a part of all proceeds going directly to the charities. Lastly, I want to focus on innovation. We will innovate using repurposed steel. A piece of metalwork from a boat being sold or decommissioned can be infused into the steel of the watch. We are also exploring oil rig decommissioning, turning material from long-served oil rigs into watches, letting people wear a piece of their working career and giving our brand deeper heritage. All watches feature elite specs, sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel and a Swiss automatic movement, all presented in a bespoke handmade box. Our business model is built for high margin sustainability. Our core range will RRP for £899, with production costs at approximately 1/3 of the sale value. To scale the brand's prestige and value, our roadmap includes the introduction of chronometer-grade movements for ultimate precision and GMT complications for tracking second time zones, an essential tool for the global maritime community. These technical leaps will allow us to capture a higher tier enthusiast market and increase our brand equity. We will drive growth through online direct-to-consumer sales and strategic collaborations with maritime companies. My ideal clients include industry giants like Subsea 7 and marine apparel company Musto. With all that being said, my main aim over the next 5 years is to bring the assembly home to Shetland. I plan to establish a dedicated local team to gain the official Made in Shetland accreditation. We are turning our maritime heritage into a high-skill economic sector for the islands, and with some hugely capable people waiting to be part of the team, we can make that aim a reality. We are entering the $51 billion watch market at a time where consumers crave authenticity, identity, and technical substance. We aren't just selling a watch, we are selling the spirit of the North Atlantic. I'm here today to ask for your knowledge on creating high-quality packaging, and for £5,000 to provide watchmaking training for myself and the team to gain that Made in Shetland accreditation and develop the higher tier watches to help us scale. I'm building watches for the people who make history. I'm building Half. Thank you. If you'd like if you would look at any of the watches.
Thank you very much. It's great to see the Swan. I'm one of the volunteer crews on her, so always nice to see her coloured up there. I was wondering, I mean, it's a wonderful idea bringing that manufacturing into Shetland. How long does it take for people to get to that level of manufacturing in terms of watchmaking? And how many people would you need to be able to pull production into Shetland?
So at the moment, everything is made in Hong Kong. The factory that I'm working with at the moment will sell us everything piece by piece, and we assemble it. The movement comes from Switzerland, which is easy sourced. Most watches, the thing you don't realise about most watches in today's market, even if they say Swiss made or made in Britain, a huge percentage of them, all the components are made in China. So what we're trying to do is, what I'd like to do is to get the correct training in place so we can manufacture and build everything up piece by piece ourselves. There's the British Watchmakers Foundation runs certs, runs a lot of courses on this, and that's where we're planning to go to learn how to assemble them properly. Thank you.
You mentioned in the presentation about using parts from old ships or old rigs. How do you think that work? How do you think that would work, and how have you tested the market for that?
Well, I think heritage is a huge part of this industry. There's a lot of companies that come out that will provide just nice designs, but I think the watches that have kind of sustained, that's really built a reputation for themselves, haven't done it on the merit of the watch. They've done it in the legwork they've put into people, and like Rolex, back when they first started, back in 1927, they put their watch on a woman called Mercedes Gleitz, who swam the English Channel, the first lady to ever swim the English Channel. And I don't think it was the watch that made Rolex what they are today. It's the people that they put their watches on. And it wasn't about the watch, it was about the people. But that's why I think tapping into the heritage side of things and getting that piece of the rig on your wrist, I think that really appeals to people in this industry with the watches.
Just want to clarify. Thanks for your presentation, and good to try the watches. Yeah. But I find it a little bit heavy for women.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe you can think about how you can serve the other half of the world.
Yeah, that's coming next.
And yeah, because you're saying that the things are made in Hong Kong, right? Mm-hmm. Even the raw materials are from China.
Yes.
Okay, so. I'm just wondering, what is the made in the island concept? Kind of, how are you going to sell the made in island concept? This is authentic in the island when things are made in Hong Kong, or
yes, yeah.
It's just assembled in.
Yes, it will be assembled here. What I want to do in years to come is whatever profits we're making, I want to take it, the main aim with this, not just the assembly here, but to take our profits at all time and just constantly be trying to look at how we can do more and more and more ourselves. Because I think the real, what makes a brand so genuine is how much you can do of it yourself. And the machinery takes money. So at the moment, I've actually just bought a CNC laser engraver. And what we're going to start doing is to do all the custom engraving on the back. But what I want that to grow into is to get CNC machines that can fully manufacture the bezels, the case backs. There is the tooling that you need is expensive. There is no doubt about that. But that is the plan to down the road, just to keep trying to do as much as we possibly can. But the real, what I'm trying to sell at the moment is the fact that I've made these, that they're inspired by the local boats, the story of the local fishing, and the fact that I've made the watches for the local boats, and kind of try and build on that. And then hopefully in the future, that'll come into how much we can make ourselves. Thank you.
So that's the first half of the pitches. Cool, huh? Really good. It's my turn to pitch. Do you trust in us, the Islands Entrepreneurial Network? So I'm going to give you a wee breather, maybe absorb some of the first 4 pitches, and I'm just going to tell the rest of you a little bit about the Islands Entrepreneurial Network since we're here. So we cover Orkney, Shetland and the Western Isles, and for anybody who's not sure where these are, we have our map here. So I am from the Western Isles. We have Kirstine, who's our Orcadian, and where's Maria? Oh, Maria is our Shetland coordinator. Yeah, so that's the team IEN. We came into post in June, so we're coming up to a full year of delivering. We've delivered everything we said we were going to deliver now. This is us. We're kind of hitting our final for the first year, and now it's time for us to reflect and then look at how we do it differently next year. We've been doing our customer discovery all along and learning and picking up new tools. We've delivered a creative entrepreneurship program, and that is how we met Hannah and Callum. So, oh, hi Hannah, we made it in. And we did a showcase recently where we took all of the participants around the 3 islands, and I think some of you got the chance to see that when they were in your island groups. We have had innovation challenges. We had one in Shetland. We've just recently had one here. We did that. The second one we did in partnership with Napa and Flora, which are North Arctic partners. And we had people from Iceland and Faroes and Greenland, and we looked at food sustainability, which is really exciting. We've run our Mums in Business programme. So we had mums from across the 3 islands. And we're really delighted. One of the Orcadian mums called us recently to say she's had her first customer, she's got her business going, she's given up her day job, and that is now her viable work, and we're so delighted. And the Mums in Business is looking at how we can support people with parenting responsibilities to do it for themselves, to not have to rely on childcare. We'd really love if we had new mums come through who were willing to provide childcare, because we all know childcare is an issue in the islands, but it's great to see that they're also reducing their dependency on the childcare and relieving that issue as well. So from our Shetland Innovation Day, we've got a quote here. It's good to see that it's not just seen as a mere paper exercise, and real growth opportunities can come to fruition. So we love that for all our programs, that people can see that it's not just a tick box thing. You're not just doing a class, you're coming out of it and coming out with things that you can take forward. And this is the Orcadian one we did recently with our NORA partners. So there's a huge amount to be learnt from shared ideas, bringing all these different people in the room. So innovation can also help solve many challenges, bringing businesses together to create solutions to benefit many. So we were learning from all our partners in the room. We've got, at the moment, we're, as well as doing the accelerator, sometimes it might seem a little frazzled, it's because we're also running these 2 programs, and this is the first of its kind that we know of. So we have a freelance academy, which is for young people aged 18 to 30, and the Tides project, which is aimed at those over 55. And we've done a thing where we have brought them together for some of the sessions to do some intergenerational learning. And we had one of the sessions which was on digital marketing using AI, and it was really interesting because there's this almost like an assumption that the over 55s aren't really going to know and the younger ones are going to know everything, and that was not the case whatsoever. It was a totally shared playground of learning and a great opportunity. And we've done a series of masterclasses, so you can see 2 familiar faces in this one in Stornoway. So Kirstine did a series of design thinking masterclasses. We've had masterclasses on listening skills and speaking skills with Julian Treasure. We've had a masterclass on the island's music industry and the importance of that community spirit across these sectors. So we've had a series of masterclasses, and we're looking to start engaging with school-aged children, because the future of entrepreneurship has to start somewhere, doesn't it? That's my son. And it's been really, really brilliant over this last 6 months to have opportunities to bring you together, and you can see where we've done that here. So this is our IE and accelerator. I don't think I need to tell you too much about that in this room, but you're the product of it. That's me. Alex, are you ready? I'm not taking questions from the judges. We're straight into Alex.
Where's the one that goes over your head? Right, thank you very much. My name is Alex. I'm here for Structured AF. So, first of all, I want to talk about how internet search has changed. For the last 30 years, I think Google has been part of our vocabulary. You want information, you go to Google. This has changed, and now when we want information, we more and more frequently turn to AI. So when I go to AI and I ask ChatGPT about my own business, the information that it returns is accurate and, as you can see, extremely detailed. But this is just very academic view, and I want to show you how it actually translates in the real world. So last week, I was trying to figure out the next steps to take in my business. And so I was running some ideas through ChatGPT, and I said, okay, I need a specialist in this. They've got to be based in Scotland, and who do you think would be good for me? So ChatGPT gave me a name. But being a slightly suspicious Gen X, I'm not taking instructions from a machine. So I went over to Claude, and I gave it the same question. It gave me the same person, which actually blew me away. Now, some of you know this man, so if you see Sid, tell him. That's another old joke there. But the AI didn't tell me about this person because of those of you in the room that know him, not that connection. It knows because I've spoken to these machines long enough that they understand exactly how I work, what I'm looking for, and the person who's going to be the best match for me. And that's what AI does. It doesn't just give you 10 blue links. It matches the best solution to you, the person it's trying to solve the problem for. So when I did my customer research, I spoke to 9 people who are selling online services. And they're using AI every single day to run their business and to operate their workflows. But of those 9, only 3 had ever actually stopped to ask the AI, what do you know about me and my business? The first one found absolutely nothing about them. The second one, it found information about a business that she'd actually closed years ago. And the third one, she showed up. The AI got it right. Now, all 3 of them had viable businesses, but only one was structured, had their website structured in a way that AI could actually understand what she was doing and how she helped. Okay, so now let's talk the big numbers. Adobe has just paid £1.5 billion for SEMrush. Now, SEMrush is an SEO company, and what that does is they help people get their websites to show up in Google. But as I've already said, things have changed. And the reason Adobe have pumped this money into this industry is because AI traffic to websites is up 1,200% this year alone. So the market and these huge numbers have been validated at an enterprise level. So bear with me, Maria. Okay, and then there's me up here in Cullevo. I'm on an island with just 900 people, 400 miles from the Arctic Circle, sitting at my kitchen table. And I figured out this solution. I worked out how we could get these service businesses to be understood by AI so that they could be recommended to exactly the right people. More big numbers. We've got about 2 million freelancers in the UK alone, and they're generating £184 billion annually, which goes straight into our economy. So, Structured AF, what it's going to do is it's going to get these freelancers to get their services, their website, understand everything about how they work. And as I showed you earlier with that recommendation I got, it's going to give the person asking the AI the right person for them specifically, not a generalist, not those 10 blue links in Google that are there because somebody's paid money for ads or they've had the biggest budget. I've created the mechanism that gets the AI to understand exactly what you're doing, who you sell to, and why you're the right choice. Okay, the business model is very simple. We've got 3 tiers: Starter, Pro, and agencies in development. That might be for a web designer who's doing multiple sites for multiple people. The infrastructure costs are very low. 1 to 2 clients a month would more than cover my infrastructure costs with spare change. We're also looking at a situation where the revenue grows ahead of the infrastructure, so we haven't got scary costs that are going to eat up profits before they're even there. I've been doing absolutely everything myself. The product development, the research, the current marketing, the support, whatever there is, but I am the bottleneck. I need help with marketing, and that's the gap here. So I'm here to ask for investment so that I can hire in a specialist marketer to get this off the ground and tap into this huge industry while the going is good. And Structured AF gets you quality leads through ChatGPT. That's it.
Thank you very much for that. I'm kind of interested in some of the technical situation behind this. So, how much of what you're doing, the cost of what you're doing, the cost for you to do it, is determined by the pricing of the AI providers?
Good question, thank you. Well, actually, my software isn't AI reliant because I'm dealing in facts and I'm not calling sorry everybody, I'm not calling any APIs to any AI machines. So those costs are actually for my database growth and this sort of thing. So that isn't a problem as such. And actually, thank you for raising that because I missed that, completely forgot. Some of the SEO companies now are trying to recreate this, but they're actually doing it through AI. And as we spoke about just a minute ago, garbage in, garbage out. Whereas I've built for absolute accuracy, and yeah, this is engineered, not hallucinated. Thank you.
I'm not very technical, so I'll ask you something about your target market. So if I were a customer starter, who will be your customer who will be in that category?
Thank you very much. Good question, because this has changed rapidly over the last week. Sorry, Chris. Okay, so when I initially started building this and I was selling it to the female online coach industry. And they were just lowest hanging fruit, as you would call it. And then as it's evolved over, this last week, and I'm thinking there are 2 million freelancers in the UK alone, and it works for them. They don't have to be selling online courses, programs, whatever. This works for the person who is the web designer or the accountant or the freelance HR consultant. It's anybody, it's solo businesses really, who primarily sell services and primarily get their clients online. Thank you.
Thanks, that's been really interesting. I'm quite interested in it. You've said that it's a software. Could you just describe actually what the product and services that you're providing?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Good question again. Right, Aisha told me off for going too technical, so I'm going to try and swerve that. Okay, so it's a platform which is holding all information that the client themselves puts into my database, which is then generating a bunch of code, JSON for you guys, And then depending on the platform they're using, this is platform agnostic as well. So for people, for example, who are being, many hosts are blocking AI crawlers. So I've found a solution around that. I'm delivering that independently of the person's own host. So it's deep schema entity graphs here. And it's going so much broader than just a web page graph or an article graph. This is the entire thing. Thank you.
So my dad didn't have the tools or support to feel his emotions, process past painful experiences, and move through life's inevitable challenging times. He struggled with addiction, and the healthcare system met him with judgment instead of understanding. He let go in August of 2014. And I didn't know how to process this pain, so I just kept working, suppressing my emotions. And then my sister invited me to a yoga class. And for the first time in months, I dropped out of my head, I felt my body, and I found my breath. And in 2021, I chose redundancy and studied the scientifically backed whole being framework, SPIRE, which became a huge part of my healing journey and the foundation for an organization which would become Regrow. And one morning when I was searching for a piece of land to build my dream retreat space, I found Shapansy in Orkney. And after my second visit, a job posting appeared, and it would be an opportunity to test a community wellbeing program. So from Toronto to Shapansy, I ventured, and I started by listening. So I sat with residents, I cycled the island, I asked questions, and I let the answers guide me. And what I planned wasn't what it became. It was so much more because it was defined by the people. So a men's shed, now a Scottish charitable incorporated organisation, an outdoor reflective space in partnership with local artists and on a gifted piece of land. The Shapansy Wellbeing Festival, which engaged 20% of the population. Monthly saunas where 100% of participants reported feeling uplifted. A breathwork participant comes back month after month. And a retreat participant shared that the retreat gave me a completely fresh perspective on a very old trauma, and I'm carrying that forward with more compassion for everyone involved, including myself. So in rural Scotland, suicide rates are 55% higher than in urban areas. People are suffering in places where support is harder to reach, it's unreliable, and it's treating symptoms rather than root causes. Rural communities don't have the infrastructure to support our well-being until now. So we operate across 4 pathways, spaces, programs, events, and products. I believe this is how Orkney becomes a blueprint for resilient whole-being communities. Our beachhead market is women in Orkney aged 30 to 60, and we're already reaching further, so men, including farmers and veterans. We are the only organisation in the UK building integrated whole-being infrastructure from within a rural community, so looking at prevention before crisis and aiming to reduce pressure on the NHS. So in 18 months, we had 2,300 total attendances and engaged 20% of the Shapansy population. And on our roadmap, we will continue with things like breathwork day retreats and workshops. We will be expanding the Orkney Wellbeing Festival, and we'll launch phase 1 of our platform. And subject to funding, we will convert our mobile sauna, and we will set up a mushroom farm where farm straw feeds mushroom cultivation. And then that spent mushroom substrate plus spent coffee grounds from a local cafe and paper waste become fuel for the sauna. So circular model and zero waste, which we validated. So we generate income across B2C, so things like breathwork retreats, sauna sessions, festival tickets, and other products. B2B, so when our platform's up and running, practitioner listings, and a licensing element of it for other communities. A sponsorship for the Orkney Wellbeing Festival, and our largest income streams for year 1 and 2 is grants. So looking at the numbers, in year 1, our projected income is 35,000 with 8,000 currently secured. We're in application for 22,000 and we earned income is 5,000. And in year 2, we're projecting 85,000 where earned income increases once our pathways become operational. So my name is Alison McDougall. I'm the founder of Regrow Communities. And I'm also a breathwork and sound meditation facilitator, and I have a decade of experience in digital product management. Co-creation and collaboration is at the core of Regrow. And the RGU Accelerator program provided the structure and support that I needed in order to take all of this evidence and my vision and translate it into a validated and incorporated community interest company. So I'm seeking £8,000 to complete the sauna conversion, founding sponsor for the Orkney Wellbeing Festival, and if this vision calls to you, I'd love to have a conversation. So I started by telling you that my dad didn't have the right tools and support to process his past pain. I believe if Regrow had existed, so if he had had access to community spaces, opportunities to connect with other people and feel supported, he may not have let go so soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. I think this is a very meaningful project for yourself and also for the community.
Yeah.
I'm so encouraged. And my questions will be, it's quite driven by you, right, this project? And what is the scalability and how can you scale it? And it's very service-oriented and people-oriented. We cannot clone you to do so many things, right? So
yeah,
how do you develop it?
Yeah, collaboration is at the core. I mean, as a product manager, that was like, you train to collaborate with teams across organizations. So I think that's where that all came from, but just seeing the power of working with other people, and that's how we're currently doing it. The goal is to actually have a team of directors, but also people on the ground actually doing the work. So right now it's all about collaboration, and it's been like, I love my collaborators. And it's people in this room too, so yeah.
I really love what you're doing, and it sounds fantastic, and you've obviously got a huge personal connection to it all. One of the things I just wanted to ask about was a little bit about the sustainability of the financials. Yep. It is incredibly difficult getting grants and funding at the moment. It's getting harder and harder. What are you doing to kind of look at that sustainability, and how are you going to grow even when funding may not be as readily available as it has been?
Yeah, that's a great question. One I think about often. So that's why we have the 4 different pathways. So we're trying to build earned income. Obviously this year it's a little bit less, but once we have the sauna up and running, the mushroom growing project maybe turn into more of like a mushroom farm. The platform is a huge piece of our sustainability model because a piece of it is white labeling. So we are speaking with one partner right now in terms of them licensing the platform in order to build their community further and connect them more. So we're looking at multiple income streams so that we aren't reliant, but at the same time we are a community interest company. And I do believe as long as we're proving that we're helping people, that we will receive the funding that's in alignment with our mission. Thank you.
It's same as everybody else has said. Thank you for that presentation, and thank you for telling us your story. I'm quite interested in the platform and how much interest you've had from other providers or providers that can help provide this service in using a platform like that.
So we have been speaking right now with other retreat hosts who already have community. So they are smaller partners right now, but I think that's a good place to start as kind of like an MVP to test even just like the features of the platform. So right now it's speaking with people who have a community and are in the wellbeing space and we're already collaborating with to build out that initial platform. And then from there, I see, like, I was just speaking with a community interest company in Glasgow, and they also aired that they're using Facebook, but it's not the channel they want to in order to communicate with their community. So I'm starting to build that network, but yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
Thank you. So you don't really have any competitors in that space at the minute. Yeah.
So we do a lot of collaboration rather than, like, Heal Scotland is, actually I just got put in touch with the founder of Heal Scotland that's doing something similar, but it's more for like therapists and people who have like, more of a healthcare background, whereas I'm looking at this platform reaching people who are sharing passions within complementary well-being, so not as healthcare focused. And also the platforms that are currently out there don't have any reach in the island and rural communities. So while I think there's people doing something similar, I think we're filling a gap in rural communities. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Oh, I couldn't hold back those tears. Oh, yeah. I just forgot. Thank you.
Okay. How many people here have ever bought clothes online and hoped for the best? One customer told us buying jeans online, hold on, I just forgot, I'll need my glasses. One customer told us buying jeans online meant ordering multiple pairs and hoping for the best and then keeping one and just sending it back. And I think a lot of people in Orkney can relate to that experience. Higher shipping costs, limited local choice, and buying without trying things on. And at the same time, quality clothing sits unused in wardrobes across our islands. We believed there was a better way. So instead of assuming that we had the answer, we tested assumptions. We spoke to people, we listened, we ran pop-ups, and we trialled a pilot retail space. And we learned quickly. And what we discovered was that people in Orkney wanted affordable and quality fashion locally. They wanted designer and vintage pieces without relying entirely on online shopping. And they cared about sustainability. And they wanted somewhere that felt unique and different. And that became Orkney Designer Vintage. And I'm Richard Smith, the founder of Orkney Designer Vintage. My background is in youth development, employability, and in community learning, and helping people build confidence, skills, and futures. And now I'm bringing that purpose into this business. At the centre of what we do is a circular model. People buy quality clothing, they wear it, and they enjoy it. And then when they're finished with it, instead of it sitting unworn or leaving Orkney, it comes back into circulation. Our 50-50 resale model means local people bring quality clothing into the shop. We sell it together and they receive 50% back. Fashion stays local, money stays local, and people shop differently. And importantly, this isn't a future idea. We've already had 5 people actively supplying stock into the shop today. And people just aren't customers, they're contributors, and they're helping build the model with us. We didn't build this by hoping people would come. We tested assumptions early, and across 7 pop-up events, we generated over £1,200 income. And then we ran a 4-week retail pilot. And the results gave us confidence. There was 856 visitors, £1,297 revenue, and £398 profit after costs. People came, people bought, and people came back, and word of mouth started doing the work for us. That's when we knew this wasn't just a good idea, it was something that people genuinely wanted. Most of our customers today are women aged 30 to 49, people looking for quality pieces at affordable prices, people who value sustainability and shopping locally. But we also see something bigger, younger people engaging with resale, discovering fashion differently, looking for individuality rather than fast fashion. And that's where future opportunity sits. What we're building isn't just a shop, it's a destination, it's vintage and designer fashion, it's community and coffee, a welcoming space where people stay longer and connect more and discover something different. And somewhere that creates opportunities too in retail skills, photography, visual merchandising, styling, customer service and circular fashion knowledge. Real opportunities for young people in Orkney. We've proven that the model works, and now it's about strengthening what already exists. It's about improving the layout and the customer experience, which means more people through the door. Coffee and community space means people stay longer and connect more. Better customer experience improves people making purchases. And online access helps island customers access stock more easily. And alongside that, we create skills and opportunities for young people. Because when more people visit and stay longer and spend locally, the impact goes beyond one business. We strengthen local spending, we create opportunities, and we build circular fashion and strengthen community. We're not asking for investment to build everything overnight. We're asking for support to take it to the next step. £5,000 helps strengthen customer experience and improve our space and increase visibility. And it creates more opportunities around circular fashion and young people. We've tested assumptions, we have proven demand, we've shown that people want this, and now we're ready to grow. Because Orkney Designer Vintage isn't just about clothing, it's about community, opportunity, circular fashion, and building something unique for Orkney. Thank you.
That was great. Thanks so much for that. I was just wondering about your stock and how you create your stock.
Yep. Okay, so to begin with, it started with my idea and approaching 2 friends for money to buy stock at wholesale online. The quality wasn't that great, and so I looked to improve that from other suppliers. So we have a mix of wholesale stock, which is vintage wholesale, and we also source it from people out with the island. So I leave the island, I go to their house, they have rails in their house, they've maybe owned a vintage store in the past, and I buy the stock off them, take it back to Orkney and put it in the store. Since launching the pilot, we have 5 people that supply the stock with items. Some of it is a mix of designer fashion and vintage fashion, so that is where the stock comes from. Thanks.
Thank you for the presentation. Great idea. Has anything changed in your ideas and your approach since you started the programme?
Since I started the programme? I think the main thing was probably around how to get young people more involved in the opportunity. And so potentially, if we can get the space to be improved, if we can improve the experience in the shop and have the ability to place a young person in there through some sort of government guarantee scheme, that's where I would like it to go. But at the moment we're not quite there yet. Investment would help, and I think there's still a few things that need to happen in order for me to feel like it's a safe environment for a young person to work in. So that's one thing I think that has changed. And probably how I approach business. A lot of people probably experience this as well, but you start things with friends and it doesn't always kind of work out, but it's just seen that is just business. And I guess I've just become a bit more stern and direct in the approach, yeah, because you need to be. You don't have time to waste. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like a 50-50 approach, because it will, you want to tie up your cash flow, right?
Exactly.
Because customers will come back and then they are taking the 50% profit. You don't have to pay upfront for their stock. Is that correct?
Correct.
The 50-50 model. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, so you have started this shop, right?
Yeah. It doesn't look like that yet.
Oh, of course. So how is the profit looks like? Can you cover the rental with these current things that you're currently doing? Sorry.
This one here, we covered all costs and we're left with £398, so that was after rental.
You're the sole owner, no? You don't have any partner? Or?
I am the sole founder. Yeah.
Okay.
There was other founders involved. They're no longer wanting to participate. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So nobody would have a clue, huh? I should probably have done there. I'll just cue myself up. Thanks, Naomi. Let's go. So, imagine dusk in the Outer Hebrides. Mist coming off the Atlantic, the darkness rising across the Macher, and somewhere out in the moors, someone or something that shouldn't be there. That's the kind of world Sheer Interactive is bringing to life. My name is Callum McIntosh, and I'm the founder of Sheer Interactive, a Gaelic-first digital studio based in North Uist in the Outer Hebrides. We create atmospheric, narrative-driven video games and immersive interactive experiences steeped in Scottish Gaelic language, folklore, and island culture to deliver experiences that the market rarely offers. Our aim is not just to make great games, but to bring an underrepresented culture into interactive media with genuine global appeal. The games industry is enormous. It's bigger than the film and music industries combined. But so much of modern gaming still draws from the same worlds, the same mechanics, the same stories. At the same time, there's a growing audience actively looking for experiences that feel authentic, atmospheric, and meaningful. And there's another dimension. Games are the most immersive medium we have. Existing language tools like Duolingo teach you words through rote memorization and repetition. We put you inside the world those words come from. And despite the global success of narrative games, authentic minority cultures, like Scottish Gaelic, are almost entirely absent from interactive media. Not because the stories aren't there, they are, and they're excellent, but because no one with roots inside that culture has built a studio to tell them. Our first project is a narrative mystery inspired by the shadowy Lewis folklore figure Mach and Dránaí. It's a first-person adventure set in the Outer Hebrides, where players uncover the story through immersive environmental storytelling. The game is dual language, Scottish Gaelic and English, so it's accessible to everyone, whether you speak the language already or you're encountering it for the first time. We're not adapting this culture from the outside. We're building it from within the language and the tradition. Our virtual worlds are shaped by real places, real folklore and lived cultural knowledge. And that gives us distinct creative advantage and allows us to generate original intellectual property that is very difficult to replicate. This project is also deeply personal. I grew up in North Uist, then spent over 20 years away from home, and came back wanting to build something meaningful. The RGU Creative Entrepreneurship and Startup Accelerator programs helped me see that I already had what I needed: the technical background, the creative interests, and the cultural connection. And that this studio could be the vehicle, not just to bring Gaelic culture to new audiences, but to create real opportunities for young people who feel that they have to leave the islands to find a creative career. Right now, I am the team, but the studio is designed to grow. And part of what I'm building towards is being creative. I'm bringing creative and technical talent back to the islands. The market, our beachhead, is two audiences that rarely get served together. Those gamers looking for something original, and the thousands of Gaelic learners in diaspora communities looking for an immersive way into the culture. Most studios have one, we have both. Independent studios have already shown that strong storytelling and distinctive creative direction can achieve real international success through digital distribution. Our advantage is differentiation. Most studios invent fictional worlds, we inherited one. The business model. The business model is straightforward: premium games on PC, small team, controlled costs, revenue primarily through game sales with grant support, bridging the early stages. The narrative PC games market generates billions annually. Breakout independent titles regularly clear 6 figures on tiny budgets. The market for work making is there. My projections at this stage are intentionally realistic. The goal is sustainability, controlled growth, and building long-term value through unique original IP. Longer term, the studio model scales through original IP, potential licensing, and an opportunity to partner with or supply developers or publishers looking for authentic cultural content. Sierra Interactive also aims to create impact beyond entertainment. Culturally, we contribute to Gaelic language visibility and cultural preservation through interactive storytelling. Economically, we aim to support the development of a remote creative industry in the islands. And long term, I hope this demonstrates that world-class digital media can come from the islands and gives young people a genuine reason to stay connected to their communities and to their culture. Right now, the necessary hardware and software is in place, and prototyping is underway. We're building an audience online, and we've been invited as a guest exhibitor at the Outer Hebrides Comic Con this October, which is a fantastic first public-facing moment. My ask is simple. I am looking for introductions to Scotland's game development ecosystems, the developers, publishers, mentors, and creative networks. Ultimately, Sheer Interactive is about more than making games. It's about proving that stories shaped by Gaelic language, island culture, and lived heritage belong on a global stage, whilst building real creative opportunities on the islands themselves. Tafadi, thank you.
Top the light. Oh, you've got your questions. Do you want me to take them?
Thank you for that. This is great. I get to ask the first question to the gamer. I'm also a gamer. I have loads of questions I can ask, but I think the one I'm interested in, and you mentioned this at the end, about those introductions to the gaming industry, particularly in Scotland. But how will you attract the talent that you'll need to do the development to your region, your space?
Well, what I'm hoping is, what I'm needing is, I need creative people. Digital artists is a key one. 3D modelers. I believe that this traditional traditional sculpting, it's pretty straightforward to translate across to the digital side of things. We have lots of creatives on the islands. We've got great artists, great sculptors, musicians. It's there, it just needs to be converted into the digital format. So I don't think I need to look too far afield for anything. I think we have it. I just need to raise a profile where people see this and are willing to have a go and adapt and change into the digital model. I think that's where I'm going to get the talent from, not from the existing pool that's out there. I wanted to keep it with that creative streak of the islands itself. That's a part of the uniqueness of it all. So that's hopefully where I get it from. Thanks.
I'm not a gamer. I don't know Gaelic. My question is, how can you sell this product to me, right? Like, are you going to do it like just Gaelic language, or will there be English
as well.
People who would wish to understand the heritage of the stories?
Yes, it's Gaelic and English, primarily in Gaelic, but with English as well. And it's for people that want, it's traditional folklore, who want to learn the stories, immerse themselves in the stories, and they're different, they're unique. So there are, like I say, in the games industry itself, a lot of what exists is it's the same. It's very similar. It's just the same thing rehashed all the time. I want to be completely unique, new stories, new mechanics, everything to attract normal players that don't have any interest whatsoever in Gaelic. However, there's a large interest in learning Gaelic. Duolingo alone has 400,000 subscribers to learn Scottish Gaelic. And like I say, that's just by memorization, rote memorization. Whereas if you're immersed in the world, that's a classroom can't give you that. A tutorial can't give you that. So that's what I'm wanting to do. It's not a teaching tool. It's not for school children as such. It's for anybody. And there seems to be quite a lot of people that want to learn. And that's what it's for. And of course, native speakers and diaspora that want to connect back with their heritage. So that's how I would sell it.
I have another question. What would be your distribution channel? How are you going to distribute this?
Distribution, it would be distribution at first. It would be on PC. So that would be through the Steam platform, which is an existing platform, a digital distribution platform, which is worldwide, and it's pretty much every single video game on a PC comes through this platform. They handle all the processing of payments, purchases, subscriptions. I pay them a little bit of money, upload my game, and it can be downloaded by anybody in the world. And it's of no, they have a commission as well. But that's what everybody uses, the small independents, the huge studios, that's how it's done. That's the platform I would use.
Hi, I really love this, and certainly seen other Scottish companies really pushing into this with the connection. I don't think you can underestimate the diaspora and actually how much of this content they're looking for. Yep. With that in mind, in terms of kind of marketing, I mean, the US market, it would be somewhere that's completely ripe for this. How do you envisage getting into these, more international markets?
Well, with the platform it's being distributed on, that would be the main entry point. Game development's an odd one to try and build traction. It's usually social media. If you get something that goes, I wouldn't say viral, but you build traction on social media, it goes worldwide pretty quickly. And that's pretty much how everybody does it. Unless you've got a huge marketing budget, of millions, that's the only way you're going to manage it, and that's what I'm looking at. Also through some of the organizations. There's Gaelic organizations dotted all over the world, through them as well. If I get garner some interest there, perhaps they would say, oh, look, there's this new game that's immersive, learn the language, connect back to the heritage. So I'd look down that route as well, but it would be through pretty much online marketing, the platform, the distribution platform, and going through the organizations. At present, that's how we look at it.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask one last thing. How much involvement have you had with TechScaler?
None yet.
Yes,
I'm aware of them.
I think you need to, because I think you'll find that there's a huge raft of support and some other tech companies that are doing things in different spaces, but actually are going to your target market.
Yeah, no, conversations have been had with others. I'm looking to that. I will be getting in touch with them. soon, very soon. Thanks. Samir. Thank you.
Sorry for stage storming you, Callum. I got ahead of myself for the Q&As there, so sorry.
I've been throwing electronics around for a while.
Well, yes. Now, the judges have done their work. They're going to go away into a room and we'll deliberate. And, well, I'm not going to deliberate. I'll just support you. What's happening next? For the guests in the room, if you can pull this QR code up on your phone, you get your chance to vote. So this is the audience vote. There is 3 prizes. There's a first, a second, and a third for the audience vote, and this is your turn. For those online, you should also have the link available to you. So I'll leave this up for a moment. What we're going to do next is there's some food there. The drinks are out. If you want to take a plate and then go and mingle around the stalls and have a look and chat to the founders, the whole 13, well, there's 12 here tonight, so those who aren't the finalists have also got their showcase stalls here, so go and speak and network. There's also, we have Jennifer in today to play her fiddle and really bring this island spirit into the room. And following Jennifer, there'll be a short video performance from Bellan from Stornoway singing a lovely Gaelic song. And the Uishteach in the room should know it, it's Chalanal, so a beautiful Uis song. At 8 o'clock, if we can all come back in, and then we will have the prize giving. And yes, of course, they all did amazing. So can we just give a big round of applause to all the founders? So whoever you thought did the best, keep voting. So yeah, well done, everybody. You can all go and have a breath now, so you've done it. Was that up long enough? we got everyone back in the room? Richard? You're there. You just moved seats. I'm looking. Okay. Everyone back in. It's time. Okay. The judges' decisions are in. And I would like to welcome the judges to come up. And we will start with community impact. Community impact? Community impact, yeah. Yeah, I'll give you a microphone. There you go.
Hello. Thank you very much for all the presentations. We had quite a lot.
And that's £5,000. The first 3 prizes are the big ones, and they're all £5,000, just for context. Okay, and the next prize is Island Creativity and Culture. And Kirstine. Yeah. Mr. Niles. The next award is the New Wave Islands Innovation Award. So we look at what the name in the back is. It's Miria. Miria.
We were again absolutely blown away by the. Is it not working? It's on. Hello. Maybe I just need to speak louder. We were really, really thrilled in terms of all the pitches and how well everybody did. In terms of this, one of the things that we were really impressed with was a really innovative look at the way of engaging crofters and using agriculture across not just a model, we think, for the Western Isles, but potentially Orkney, and we've even talked about Ireland. We think this has got a huge benefit to communities and really, really innovative. So the winner of the New Wave Innovation Award is TNES.
That's Niles. So that's the next award is the First Place Audience Vote Award. So who's got that? Aisha, you've got that envelope. There you go. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for such a fantastic night, and I'm really just so proud of all the pictures today, and not just the pictures, but also just everyone in the cohort. Really, really well done. I'm delighted by your progress. So I am delighted to announce who the first Audience Choice Award is. Yes? Drum roll.
So for 1,500, Aisha.
£1,500.
Sponsored by RBS.
Sponsored by RBS, Royal Bank of Scotland. I'm delighted to say the Audience Choice Award, first place goes to Thistle Bridal.
Oh, sugar, yes. Have to wake up. Thank you.
Audience second award of £500 goes to
Sheer Interactive.
Sheer Interactive. Callum.
Your luggage is going to be heavy.
And the third audience award tonight for, sorry Naomi, £250 is Half Watches.
Best pitch.
I'm used to speaking to crowds. I'm not sure I need this, but okay. This was really difficult. All the pitches were absolutely amazing, so to have to decide on what the best pitch was, I think we all drew the short straw in having to make that decision. So thanks for letting us make that decision. So it gives me great pleasure to announce that the winner of the £500 for the Best Pitch Award is Fear.
This one.
Do you want to be the and everybody else.
Oh, this is moving. Extra mile. Who's giving it the extra mile? Miriam? 500.
Starting to think I need deeper pockets here. So my job tonight is to present the Extra Mile Award, and this award is for someone who has always shown up, always had a bit of sparkle, really pushed themselves throughout the whole of this course. And can I get a drum roll, please? And the award goes to Paul from Half Watches.
It's really heavy. my turn. The best exhibit. And I think this again was, we actually had a little argument in the kitchen about this because they're all amazing and we loved all the exhibits and we appreciate all the work you've put into them and well done. And hopefully if you get the chance to go and demonstrate them again, you've now got this to do it. And the best exhibit award for £500 goes to Orkney Apothecary. Well done. There you go. Beautiful. Yes, well done. It's beautiful. So, if we could give prizes to each and every one of you, you know we would, but that's sort of not in the spirit of competition. So, really well done to everybody. And for those who didn't walk away with prizes, just know that you deserve it. You've done really well. And it's, you know, it's not the end of the road for you. I've given that one. Oh, sorry, it's the prize for the best exhibit is not £500, apologies, but it's just as good. It is the Northlink vouchers. So thank you to Northlink. You get 2 adult return and a cabin and your car on the ferry. So a great prize. I'm going to welcome Aisha, who has been the golden thread of everything we've done, to come up. And you.
Okay, thank you so much, Naomi. And really well done to the Islands Entrepreneurial Network team for pulling this together. This showcase, we've never had another showcase apart from being in Aberdeen, so I was kind of interested to see how it was going to go, and it's gone really well. So I just want to say, can we please give the IEN team a round of applause for organising this evening? And that's very well done, Kirstine, Moira, Maria, and Naomi. The hors d'oeuvres were delicious. So in terms of my role, I run the RGU Startup Accelerator program for RGU, and it is the flagship development program for startups that the university, I have to click through quite a lot of these now, that the university offers at RGU. It's been running for about 8 years now, hasn't it, Chris? So we're delighted to have seen the journey over the years, you know, creating millions of pounds in economic impact to this point, social impact, cultural impact, you know, talking about educating 60,000 kids in maths around the world, helping thousands of families with their childbirthing classes. It's just been an amazing program that's delivered so much significant impact in communities and beyond. And one of the strengths of it is, of course, diversity. So you'll notice tonight there was such a range of different projects, you know, and you go around the stands as well, you see create fashion to, you know, Vikings to all sorts, really. And, you know, that is really one of the beautiful things about the program, the fact that it is so diverse and so inclusive. 50% of female founders as well, which is amazing, and a mixture of ages, as you can see yourselves. But obviously the program really wouldn't be much without the spirit of the people that support the program. And as much as I run the program, and now the Islands team are collaborating with us on the program, we have a range of mentors and judges and everybody that feeds in and invests their time, and such as yourselves that are here this evening. And hopefully this will be a sign of things to come for the years to come. You know, you'll be back every year to see the showcase maybe, which would be brilliant. So when we embarked on this, we've never done this before. This was the first year we've ever run a collaborative accelerator program. Talk less of one from Aberdeen to the Scottish Islands. So we had no idea how this was going to go back in sort of summertime planning and things. And we decided to call it Impact North because that's really what we were trying to do with the program. And we came up with the North Star. So because obviously, you know, the islands and everything, the North Star is great. So we weren't even sure how many people were going to apply, and then it ended up that we were oversubscribed, and then we weren't sure who was going to show up, actually. So I want to take this as a moment to say thank you to our startups for trusting us from the islands, because that means a lot. You probably weren't sure what to expect. when you first began, but thank you for sticking with us. And I'm going to miss you guys actually, because you're interesting folk as well, and you're quite quirky, and you're full of character and spirit. So I really come to get quite fond of yourselves. So I'm actually going to be sad that we're not gathering as much. But this is not the end of the road. There's still support after this program, because you are now alumni, and the Islands Entrepreneurial Network are also here to support you as well. So these are just some pictures of the journey, really. I just wanted to tell a little bit about the program journey, and I'm sure you all stay in touch with each other. But just for the audience, this is a picture of the sort of sessions we would have. It's a storytelling session we had in Aberdeen, and you can see the Islanders on the screen. It's a hybrid session, so we're meeting in Aberdeen, and Bob Keeler and Derek are sort of, giving us our instructions and our orders on storytelling in Aberdeen, which is a fantastic storytelling session. And you can see them sort of demonstrating at the screen down there, and they're really chatting face to face with the Islanders as well. So it got really quite immersive. I'd never been to the Islands before last year. First time I went to Shetland for supporting the masterclass as well. So that was really cool. And now I'm in Orkney, so I'm really happy to see more of these beautiful Scottish islands I've heard so much about. And one thing that really we did from early on in the program is we introduced straight away the Islanders and our Aberdeen cohort, of course, who are working with in dual tandem, to our Aberdeen ecosystem. So this is a picture of Nick from Barclays Eagle Labs, and we straight away said, these are our contacts, these are our ecosystem, please make use of them. And then Nick and Barclays have gone on to support this program, as you can see, with some of the funding as well for our sponsorship. So it's just an example of how we believe in collaboration, we believe in partnership, and we really practice what we preach. We don't just sit behind a laptop and click through some slides. This is very real value we are providing to the island startups as well. And I think it is a two-way street. It's not just the Islanders getting support from Aberdeen. I see also the Aberdeen startups getting support from the Islanders. And that's also been really beautiful to see. So I'm really valuing that. I've got this slide in, and I'm conscious of time, so I'm not going to talk too much, but I've got this slide in because it's more, it's some good news. Some good news. We as an institution, as RGU, won the Herald Higher Educational Institution of the Year award just a couple of days ago in Glasgow. And that's a national award that we're really proud of. We've never won before. But I want to tell that story a little bit. Well, that picture was in the paper. That's not the only reason why I want to tell that story. I want to tell this story because I'm very conscious of the fact that there are people tonight that weren't finalists. But that doesn't mean that your startups are not successful or they're not creating impact. So I tell this story because the accelerator in itself was also up for the award that night. We were also finalists. However, unfortunately, we didn't win. So we didn't win in our category, which is really disappointing. But what we did do is we were able to contribute to the university winning that bigger award, because basically what the Herald did is they looked at all the entries that night and thought, oh, this is a smashing group of entries, the Avengers, I like to call it, if you will, coming together to kind of fight this big fight to win this big prize. So it's just really to demonstrate that even if you didn't win tonight, there is still value in what you're doing, and think about things collectively, because often collectively is how you can demonstrate and create the most impact. So it's just an encouragement for you to do that, to think about that. Stay in touch with each other and just keep that network strong. And that was just a picture of one of our sessions as well, of everybody gathered online. So that's just it, really. It's just to wish you the best for the future. I'm really happy to see we have people from the Arcadian here today who are supporting us as well. Please do get in touch. We're here to support you. And don't be a stranger. And all the best for the future. And thank you so much.
It's the last one, I promise. So. Yes, thank you, Aisha. That was fantastic to bring it all together. And what you were saying about that connectedness is kind of going back to the story that I told in the beginning as well. This is a network. We're not going anywhere. You're part of the network now. Callum and Hannah are testimony to you go on one program, we will keep you coming back. We will still give you support. We're always here, and you're part of our community now. But before we leave this really fabulous evening, it's been amazing. I'd like to give some sincere thanks to the many people and organisations who've made this programme and tonight's event possible. So first of all, I would like to thank the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Group. So that's Aisha, Chris, Dawn, who's unfortunately not here, same as Yair and Candace, and they have been really fantastic in making sure that this happens and bringing us on the journey with them. Like Aisha said, last August we were going, how are we going to do this? And we have, and you guys made it possible. You've been so fantastic. I also want to thank the Islands Entrepreneurial Network team, Kirstine, Maria and Moira, for all your work as well. You've really been steadying the ship behind the scenes and keeping us connected and travelling in the right direction. The next thanks I want to give is to our funders and supporters. So the Islands Entrepreneurial Network is funded through UK and Scottish Government. It's through the Islands Growth Deal and it's part of the Talented programme. And we work really closely with Heriot Watt and UHI and Robert Gordon University to pull this Talented programme together. And we're really, really grateful because a lot of the prize fund has come through this funding from Scottish Government and UK Government and the Islands Growth Deal. So a big thank you to them for their belief and support in us to do this. I also want to thank Northlink for their voucher. I want to thank Royal Bank of Scotland for their sponsorship for the Audience Choice Award. And I want to thank Nick Bansell from Barclays Bank, who was so quick off the mark to phone me and say, how can I help with the event? And he has put a contribution towards the beautiful awards you won tonight. Yeah, the one waving like this in the back. Yeah. Oh. That reminded me to flip the slides. So a big thank you. I also want to thank David. I know he's lurking a bit in the back there. David from the St. Magnus Centre, because he's been an absolute saint and patience of a saint with us. So a big clap for David. He's been here all day. I want to give a big thanks to our fantastic team who are hiding in the back up there, who've been keeping the link alive. So well done to CloudNet. I want to give a big thanks to, oh, well done, David. We were giving you a clap. And I want to give a big thanks to Kerry Leask, who provided the catering. It was absolutely delicious. And a touch, I don't know if you noticed, there was a touch of the islands in all the catering. So we had the sweet treats from Shetland. We had, I posted black pudding to Kerry the other day from Stornoway, and she's used local Orcadian products for the rest. So we tried to just get a touch of the islands across. And I also want to thank the musicians. So we had Ian who piped us in, and that was fantastic and really atmospheric and hopefully set the tone of the night. We had Jennifer Wrigley, who was our fantastic fiddler in the interlude, and Bellan from Stornoway, who did our song for us. So I don't know if you saw it, but maybe you can play it after while you're mingling if you didn't. And like I said earlier, we tried our best to use lots of island businesses, and the list is endless. In the brochure, we've tried to highlight them, but it just shows the power of the islands that we can do that and bring them together. And I also want to just give a last thanks again to the mentors who supported us. So Angus and Amanda and Karen in the room. Thank you for all your hours, and Neil and Nell. So thank you very much. And like I said earlier, tonight is about celebration, and I hope you've celebrated and will continue to celebrate, but it's also about looking ahead. The ideas we heard about this evening are rooted in our communities, and we have the potential to reach far beyond them. And with your support and continued dedication to each of these founders here, and I want to give a huge thanks, and I want to hear the ground thunder a little bit, for the hard work of our judges tonight, because without them, it wouldn't have been possible. So well done, thank you. And it doesn't end there. I'm leaving now, bye. You get to leave with a little bit of the islands too. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now for the bad news. We've got to be out of here by 10, so if you can please dismantle your exhibits. And thank you very much for tonight. So another big round of applause. Well done, everybody. Well done. Can we, before you all run away, can we get one big photo of everybody, please? Of all 13 of you and the judges and Karen and our teams. I'm just going to move this. Oh, and thank you to our photographer and our videographer for all your hard work. And we can't wait to see it.